video, and if you watched the first two videos, then congratulations, you're good at paying attention. Inga Durgan. So, first of all, yeah, it's the ring. Today's the ring ceremony, and I want to congratulate all the kids who got rings and awards, and for the ones who didn't get rings or awards. For the kids who didn't get anything, you don't need a piece of paper to prove your worth. You prove your worth by your daily actions and just your determination and perseverance. So, with that being said, I know the AP test is coming up, and I know it's not really in anybody's head except for Miss Klein's. It won't be in your head probably until the last week or so. And it won't be on your mind probably until you sit down and take the test and have to write. And you're mad because Miss Klein she done buried your hand into the ground with writing. But again, from a viewpoint of me, I feel like the work is necessary to help me succeed, even though I really, really, really don't want to do it. I have to. The work, she's not just going to give us an essay every week just for the fun of it, or just because she likes seeing kids struggle. Although some people feel like she does it to torture you or something. If you really want torture, you just go to North Korea. Work in a field all day. Realize that you're sitting in this classroom out of freedom. There are many kids who don't get the opportunity to sit in this desk like you and do nothing. So I don't want to hear any complaints at all. Because there are kids out there working in a field right now. There are kids in history who would have wished they would have got an education as good, had the best technology, had the best teachers. Well, not the best teachers, but the best curriculums. People who sit in a building all day and say, what's the best way to teach these kids? What's the best way to raise our score rates? What's the best way to help our kids succeed? I know JCBS really, really, really ain't no perfect school district, but the teachers in the building are like a giant family. I see teachers a lot, including Miss Klein, talking with other teachers, trying to figure out what they're going to teach next in cooperation with each other, so no kid is left behind. So I really don't think that this work is just to torment you or for her to lower your grade and get you in trouble before summer starts, and then make you take summer school all the way for 8 days. No. I believe that this work is just for a good cause. She gave us all those reading passages, and the reading part was a lot easier than what she gave us. But you see, you were prepared because you already went through it. And I know this is a time of the year when a lot of people really want to give up. Like this month, speaking for myself, I've given up like 3,000 different times for 3,000 different reasons and 3,000 different things. When I wanted to give up, I had a lot of people yelling at me saying, "What do you think you're doing?" A lot of people. And some people in this room were yelling at me, and I was like, "Okay, man, get off my back. I'll just do this and that." And then I really came to my senses, and I realized that I can't half do it. If I keep half doing things, I'm gonna be halving it my entire life. If I start taking the easy way out now, I'm gonna be doing it the rest of my life. And sometimes it's good to take the easy way out when it's for efficiency. When like you need a job done efficiently and fast, you take the easy way. But when you want a job done thoroughly and to the point, you have to take the long way. But for some people, They don't want to do it. Like, this work, again, for some people it's easy, some people it's hard. I know for some people in this room, it's a piece of cake. And, well, speaking about it, it will be hard and it will vary in hardness. Like, it'll vary in the level of difficulty. But you need to be patient, you need to push through it, and you need to just go with the flow. Like, in college, they're not gonna sit you down and just say, oh, honey, we need you need to write this or that. They're just gonna slam a giant packet like what Miss Klein got. They probably ain't even gonna give you a packet. They just gonna give you notes and say, you're gonna write me a 2-page essay about what I just said to you. You forget about it, that's your problem. Your dog eats your notes, that's your problem. Oh, you lost your notes? Guess what? I don't care. I'm getting paid your money every day. So does it look like I care? You have teachers here that are actually like, oh, here, you can have another paper. Oh, here, let me help you with this. Like, I know our teacher can be rough. And who said you're gonna get a nice teacher? People complaining about, oh, she's mean. I mean, yeah, I know I complain, but eventually I suck it up and I get over it. There's been a long line of teachers that I don't like. It's rare that I find a teacher that I don't like, but before I got to high school, I went through a lot of teachers I didn't like. I didn't get along with not a one, but I got my work done. It's not about the teacher. It's not about that. Now, I can see you can have a problem with a teacher if they're preventing you from getting your work done, but it's very rare that teachers deliberately sabotage your work. And if so, then your teacher really should grow up. There are some teachers who do that, sadly. But I don't know any, like, that I can think of, like, right off my dome. But if there ever is a teacher who does that, then you probably need to get them to the nearest psychiatrist or sit down and have a talk with them, man to man, or man to woman, or woman to man, or however you want to say it. And say, hey, can we both grow up for the sake of my education? Instead of just getting on butt with them and like, oh, write me up. Like, that's not the way to go. Like, sitting in ISAP all day is not fun. I mean, okay, it is fun. I mean, you get to sleep all day, but what purpose are you doing? Like, if you're gonna sit in ISAP all day, you might as well just punch your teacher in the... Okay, don't punch your teacher in the face. You might as well just get suspended. Just slack off at home. Because you're not learning nothing. And you're wasting taxpayer money. You're wasting your own taxpayer money that they deduct from your job to keep this school and facility running. So, really, when you don't do your work, you're just taking your money and just throwing it out. Because really, you're paying for all of this in the long run. Your taxpayer money goes into it to run the gas, to run the light, gas, and electric for the school building, and the water, and the payments to keep the schools, like computers and stuff, up to date. So whose money are you really wasting here? It's yours, if you work. And if you don't work, you're wasting your parents' money. And if they don't work, then, okay, you can get on butt with this comment. It doesn't really matter. What I'm saying today is you need to appreciate the opportunity you're given right now. You had a full chance to have a full junior year at school. While there are little African kids who don't even have a school. There are little African kids who are building schools just to try and learn, and then they don't have teachers to fill it. So all of this complaining about work needs to stop. And I'm not talking about this class. I'm talking about other people too. Yeah, I complain, but I get down to it. Like, but other people, they're just sitting up here complaining, saying, boo hoo, I'm not doing nothing else. I'm not doing it. You've got, let's see, 6 to 8 weeks left of this year. Come on now. You can do it. If you can sit, if you can sit up all night and play Fortnite, you can do a test. Even though I hate Fortnite. I hate Fortnite. But speaking of the test, don't give up. I've said it so many times that you should have it engraved into your head. Don't give up. Or you can just say, the only time you stop is when you drop. Keep going till you drop. Not really. I don't want you to work yourself into the ground, okay? But again, America's definition of hard work is just so low. There are other kids out there who are really working until they drop. So when I say work till you drop, I mean actually work until your endurance is just triggered. Where if you do one more thing, you're gonna explode. And right now, I know a lot of us are at that point where if they have to take one more test, they're gonna bang their head into something. I feel that way. But I have to finish this year. I have the strength to do what I have to do. I have the strength to do what I have to do for the sake of my mother. For the sake of her, I gotta revalidate her trust in me, her belief that I can do what I need to do. I'm not just doing it for me. I mean, just right now, it's just a tough moment. It's one of those moments where you need to perform at your finest. And if that's what needs to be done, then you take care of what needs to be done. I mean, a lot of y'all can hang out after school with your friends and just, you know what you do after school. I ain't gonna say it on video, because I ain't trying to expose all y'all. I'll save that for a diss track. Maybe later. But if you can sit after school and do all that goofy stuff, besides working at a job, then you can put in effort to get your work done, do a test, do whatever you need to do. Like I've said for the third time now, this is a privilege to be here. Although in America, it's a right instead of an opportunity. But in other countries, this is a privilege. It's not even a right. Just like some exchange students, they come from other countries, like lower developed countries. They're happy just to be here. They're happy just to get a breakfast and a lunch every day. So all this complaint stuff, like complaints in general, you can get out of here with it. I'm not hearing it. Like, it's the end of the year almost. Like, get over the complaints, do your work, and just get over it. You're not a child. You're not. And next year, you might as well suck that up too. Because you come in next year with your senior teacher will probably be nicer than the teacher we have now. But they'll probably tell you the same thing. They'd be like, you don't want to do my work? You don't really got a choice. You can become a dropout. Although I'm not saying dropping out's bad. There's a lot of rappers who've been dropped out and made success of their life. But if you want to continue on to college and study your major and get certified, get a good job, then you suck it up and do the work. Life, school is like steps. Like the steps in our building every day. We gotta walk up them 4 flights of steps, you out of breath. By the time it's over, when you get to the third floor, you're out of breath. It's just like now. We done walked up that entire flight of steps and we're out of breath. We're gasping just for air, just to hold on. Until the sweet summer, sweet sunshine just comes flooding through the window to warm your soul up or something like that. Just hang on there. This AP test is the last test unless you signed up for summer tests, but basically yada yada yada. Have faith in Miss Klein. We all know she can, what's the word? She can bump heads with all of us at times to where we just want to form a pitchfork and torch mob and just drive her out of class. But then she starts slinging them referrals left and right. She be slinging them nice and hot. So then everybody's like, oh, let's get to work. Really, I really think we shouldn't even have referrals. You should just have enough self-control to sit in a seat all day. And if you don't want to, you can just get out. Consequence free. But that's not gonna happen. But basically, her class, her class ain't completely a prison. I mean, she lets us move around a lot, some more than others. She makes it relaxing for us, plays music for us, and does things that a teacher doesn't even have to do. One year I had a terrible teacher. She just gave us a packet to write and kicked her feet up on her desk. Didn't even care. She didn't care about nothing. She didn't answer no questions. And when somebody would say, hey, shouldn't you be teaching us? She said, I ain't got to teach you, honey. I can get paid whether I'm here or not. Of course, eventually she got fired, of course. Or transferred. I don't know what happened to her. Basically what I'm saying is, be grateful for the teacher you got. Because if Miss Klein quit right now, I'm pretty sure no other teacher would feel comfortable teaching AP the way she did. Because if you get one of them nasty substitutes for the year, you're screwed. They gonna give you real packet work, like a 6 to 10 page packet, and they gonna demand it done. Matter of fact, we really should have took a trip to a university. Let them see how the professors be talking to them kids, because them professors will talk to you sideways. With saying that, I basically really have nothing else to say besides just go ahead and knock these tests out of the water. I mean, we've been through it all year. You can do it just about the same. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can get through this class, so can you. It's just like everyday life. If you can live with the fact knowing that we have a horrible president, then you probably value your education a lot more now. Because the poor idiot's taking away things that don't need to be taken away, and you're just at this time lucky to just live in a state where your school district's funding isn't limited to where we're still running on stuff we had for 10 years or so. They ain't gonna leave you hanging. So with that, when things got you down, or just you want to give up, or you don't feel like you can do it no more, you need to whisper to yourself, let's get it. So let's get this work, this test, and everything else you got for us, Miss Klein, out the way. So say it with me. Let's get it!